How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Clackman here with yet another Deja Vu build. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Bakeneko60 from Canon Keys. The Bakeneko65 comes in the exact same box the Bakeneko60 came in. Nothing super fancy, really minimal branding. Inside of the box you'll find the carrying case that is also identical in both quality and looks to the one included with the Bakeneko60. Inside of that we'll find the gummy O-ring, some cherry clip-in stabs, the daughter board and JST cable, the daughter board screws, a hex key and the bump-ons, the Fr4 plate. Fr4 is the only option from Canon Keys, but there are lots of plate material options available from third-party vendors. The hot swap PCB with TTC hot swap sockets instead of the normal Kale sockets. And finally there's the case itself wrapped in its nice little cloth. This time around I chose lavender for the color. Lavender is one of the painted finishes, while the white on my Bakeneko60 is powder coated. And there's definitely a difference between the two. You can see a lot of the paint lines across the entire board on my 65. The powder coat is more consistent, but the paint offers a bunch of really fun colors. The Bakeneko65 also comes with either a silicone or a zinc weight inside of it to help mitigate any bad acoustics from the extra space inside. I have the silicone here. Its specs are also identical to the Bakeneko60. Are you starting to see the theme here? It's a cast aluminum case with a 6-degree typing angle. The casting process means the usual anodization process doesn't work, so the finishes are either painted or powder coated. This means that the finishes will not be as perfect as CNC'd boards, but it helps them keep the price way down. But just like I said in my Bakeneko60 video, Canon Keys is very transparent and upfront about this, and the community is pretty universally accepting of this trade-off. Plus, it makes a kit like this very obtainable for beginners, and I think that's a very important thing to have in this hobby. To keep up with the theme of identical, I'm going to be building this exactly the same way that I built my Bakeneko60. Like, to the point where I'm stealing the stabs out of my Bakeneko60. If you haven't seen my Bakeneko60 video, which you should definitely watch after this one, they are the same cherry clip-in stabs that come with this kit, but I've already wholly modded and lubed them with 205 grade 0. Just clip those into the board and move on to the switches. Just like on the Bakeneko60, I'm going to be using broken in cherry Hyperglide blacks that I lubed with 205 grade 0, except for the Gatoron Pro yellows on the stabilized keys. I just hated the way the Hyperglide sounded on them. After installing the switches, I went ahead and hit it with 2 layers of tape on the back of the PCB. I really like what this mod did to the Bakeneko60, and I'm sure it'll be just as great on this 65. After that, I went ahead and threw on the O-ring, installed the daughter board, and stuffed it full of polyfill. Too much polyfill, to be honest, but I always use too much at first. But this is kind of where the theme of identical falls apart. The silicone weight does a very good job at removing the ping that the 60 had. I would really just suggest using a bit of polyfill on the far left and right of the board. The middle didn't really need it at all. The silicone weight does a very good job of dampening that ping. Next step is to install the plate and PCB assembly. Start with the front side because of that blocker and then just press it into place as usual. And finally, I'm going to the Polycaps Hippo PBT keycap set again. I love this set and it looks so nice with the lavender finish. And that's it. This is my Bakeneko65. Alright, so my thoughts on the Bakeneko65 are identical to my thoughts on the Bakeneko60. It is exactly as amazing in every single way, and honestly, better in one. The price is amazing, the build is still super easy, the typing feel is top notch, and if you always wanted the Bakeneko60 but couldn't give up your arrow keys, this is your board. The finish has its flaws, but that isn't a surprise to anyone. Canon Keys is 100% transparent about that, and at the time of making this video, Canon Keys is actually selling a CNC'd version of the Bakeneko65 with anodized finishes. So if finish is really a make or break thing for you and you're willing to spend a bit more money, they have you covered too. The biggest difference for me between the 60 and the 65 is the inclusion of the dampener inside the case. The silicone dampener really fixed the only thing I didn't like much about the original Bakeneko65. I'm not sure how the zinc weight will impact the sound, but I definitely recommend getting the silicone. Before I leave you here with the sound test, I'd like to take a moment to ask you to hit the like button if you liked the video, and to subscribe if you want to keep up with my content. They both really help out the channel a lot. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.